This post is about Daphne Leaf. It's about the best of intentions, and it deals with several different issues about how the best of intentions sometimes leads to the worst outcome. Daphne Leaf, if you don't know who she is, she's the woman who organized the tent protest in Tel Aviv. Her complaint is that she can't afford an apartment as well as cottage cheese. Um, I got a comment from the New Israel Fund related to this, claiming that I was tying the New Israel Fund together with Daphne Leaf. She left a comment on my blog, the director, which I found kind of amusing. First of all, I found it amusing that she described me as far right when I actually don't associate with any political party. So that was, and you'll notice on my blog that actually I attack just about everyone. Both. So, but the other thing is, the way she thought I was so important just was very bizarre. Let me describe who I am. I'm a guy who was wrongly accused of something and just got out of jail recently. I'm not exactly funded by any right-wing think tank. I don't have money coming in. I'm a painter, and I was caught up in something that really wasn't true. It's another story. But again, it's where, the best of intentions got out of hand. I can't even legally talk about it. And, basically I went to jail for it. So here I am, I'm reblogging about how Daphne Leaf, first of all, she threatened violence against the Israeli government, which she actually did threaten violence against the Israeli government. That's the first part. The second part is that she, it was occurred in several different websites that there was some association between Daphne Leaf, the filmmaker, and the New Israel Fund, which I reblogged it. And for some reason, because I changed that subject to the title of my blog post, the New Israel Fund actually responded and left me a comment denying the allegation. Now, I'm got some guy, I've had some problems with the law recently. I'm not exactly the most threatening person in the world. And I'm not exactly funded by any right-wing think tank or have any Koch money or anything of the kind. I'm just some guy. And here's this global organization that takes money from Sweden and Norway and Europe, and this is supposedly some left-wing thing in Israel, and they're in the news, and they're paying attention to me and leaving comments for me. Now, the intent, I suppose, is to set the record straight. But really, I'm nobody. You should ignore me. Over the past week, the viewers and the page views on my blog has gone exponential. You have done me such a favor. Now, the information about Daphne Leaf might have been incorrect, or it might be correct. I really have no way to certify it. That's why I leave the comments in my blog, so that if something isn't true, that you can prove or disprove it, which you didn't exactly do that. You just denied it. I really don't know why other bloggers said that Daphne Leaf was associated with the New Israel Fund. I do know that she is misguided, that if there's a housing problem in Israel, that you don't build new houses in a city where there's already too much infrastructure. You build it in the rest of the country, which unfortunately the only way to build houses is to go against the Obama administration and build houses in Judea and Samaria. So I think she's a misguided woman. I don't know if she's funded by the New Israel Fund or not. As far as the price of cottage cheese, I've heard some bloggers mention, well, there's a tax, and that tax is supposed to pay for, kosher supervision within Israel. Well, if it wasn't kosher supervision, you would want some kind of supervision, maybe not kosher supervision, but you'd want somebody watching to make sure, some authority making sure that the food is fresh and edible. So, the fact is that Israel's a Jewish state and they have the rabbis do it, but, we have the same thing in the U.S. We do have certain food supervisory bodies, and it's actually a really good thing. It ensures that you're not poisoned to death. So I really don't see ending Judaism and ending any kosher infrastructure as being any way to lower the price of cottage cheese. What I do see a problem is the other countries that boycott Israel as being a definite effect on the economy or the prices of Israel in Israel. So I do have sympathy. I realize that these people, many of the protesters, are really hurting, and they have the best of intentions, but they're blaming the wrong people. They're blaming a guy who wants to build houses for them. When they, and it's Benjamin Netanyahu, when they should be blaming Barack Obama, who is trying to stop Jews from building houses. So again, the left, what they're doing is they're hurting people, even though they're pointing out all the right issues. Their solutions are always wrong, and that's really a key with the left. Is they often point out problems and they help you think, but they don't help you actually resolve the issues, and they pretty much make it worse over and over again. And again, even when they try to defend themselves against me by attacking me and calling me some kind of right-wing nut, first of all, you've helped me become basically a star this week. People know who I am. You've turned me into somebody important. I'm nobody. Why are you paying attention to me? I'm just some blog guy. Again, there are people that they have the best of intentions. They sometimes hurt, but they don't necessarily do the right thing. I understand. Again, here's an example of somebody who has the best of intentions. She has company coming, but she's actually, making my video a little bit more entertaining. That was my mother. So, and then I went to change a light bulb, and I was dealing with screwing in one of those Obama bulbs, and they're really designed terribly. They've got these sort of plug-in things, and if you don't turn them all the way, they flicker. They're kind of dangerous, and you realize that they're actually the government is actually phasing out the old designs and putting in the new designs, but the new designs are horrible. And I think that they are trying to make these light bulbs safer, but they're not safer. And they're trying to make them more energy efficient, but the light is terrible. So again, it's an example of how the best of intentions is actually hurting people, because screwing in a light bulb has become very, very difficult. Another story: Obama and spending money on these solar panels. The solar panels are actually designed. My mother's a leftist. She doesn't like me talking about any of this. The solar panels that our government is spending money on is a problem because the reason the solar panels are because they're going out of business. And they're going out of business because we can't compete with China and slave labor. So the intent is actually to create alternative energy, but actually we're throwing money down the toilet. Again, the best of intentions, and the end result is actually we're just wasting resources. So that's my post. Bye.